Okay, welcome back, guys. So in this lesson we're going to be working now on the arm. We're going to work on the arm. So isolating this, I think the arm for the base mesh we have, the arm is a bit smaller in terms of muscle structure. So I want to kind of feel down those muscle structure in, so it feels closer to our reference image. Just look for a good angle for this. So first things first, I'm going to use the landmark we already have in there and just kind of add more modules to the landmark, respecting the landmark and shapes and form we already have in there, but still using our reference, realistic anatomical reference image also to kind of give us a good idea of where to add more muscle mass to. But for now, I'm just going to be using what we already have, landmark we already have, and just adding more flesh to that. Let's check the back also. Okay, blocking it out. So if you notice that there's already some shape there already, so I'm just going to frame those landmark shape and then just adding some more flesh to that. I'm going to be showing you again. Let me show you. I think exactly I'll show you guys a reference image for that, so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Should be here. Should be for the wrist. And just look for that reference. Yeah, this is it. I think this one. I think it's the one down. So let me just push this way. This is the other direction. So what you actually need is I think it should be the other one down. Yes, something like this. So this is the direction we are right now. This is direction. So as you can see, I'm just going to be using this reference image now. So it gives me an idea of how the muzzle, how organic that muzzle should be. So I'm going to be following that as a guide to kind of block out and add more fleshiness to this arm. So it kind of fits proportionally with the torso, just like it is in the reference image. So I'm mostly using the reference image as a guide. The reference image is my main guide. So I'm just complementing that reference image with reference image of anatomical structure, so we can do things the correct way. So I'm just going to keep filling this up like so. Okay, do the same for the back. So just keep fleshing things out. I need to be something underneath the armpit also. I'm zooming now to see what I've done. I obviously still need more fleshing out of this for this. So I'm just keep fleshing things out. So you can see we're going to follow that through. You can see how that spirals all the way to the front. So I'm going to try to create something similar to that also. And just use the clay brush and just build something here. And just bring this down. No, let me undo that. Let me do that again. It needs to have more like an S curve to it. It shouldn't be just in a straight line. It needs to have that kind of organic S curve to it. So let me undo that. I need to flatten this out. Just undo that. I think that's too aggressive. Let me use a smaller brush size. Probably need a smaller brush size for this. Something like so. Yeah, and I'll just smooth that out. So if you notice here, and the bone in that region is kind of, the flesh in that region is kind of closer to the bone. So and the bone feels more. When the bone, once the bone is in that part of your arm and you kind of turn your hand, it has more of a plane around there. It feels like more of a plane. So I'm going to do the same thing here also. Or you can always use your own hand as reference. You can always use your own your own hands as reference to kind of capture this as accurately as you can. So let me just smooth that back down. Okay. See. Let me use the clay brush, keep building this form out. Just keep building this. Those curve and indentation in there. Okay. So you still want to make this leader muscle part feel more straighter because it's not folding his hand, it's not kind of flexing his muscle. So you still want to have something that looks more of a rectangle in there. So for this, I think for the back, for the side of the arm, like so, something like this, something like this. So just carve out something like so. So I'm still going to be smoothing this out also. Let's see. Like so, there's a belt around that region. So let me just add that belt around that region. So let me just add that. Let's see if I can find another reference image. Let me just zoom into this. So see now this is a better idea. You can see how straight an angle like this closer to the wrist. Feels more like a rectangle in that wrist, that closer to the wrist. So that's what I added there. So this is a good reference image also that we can use. Let me look for the right angle for that. I think it's something like around like so. I think it should be something like this. So let me just carve this in. Using my standard brush to kind of carve things in. Let me look for another angle for this also. So around somewhere, something like this also, all the way down. So I'll kind of let me accentuate that again. Yeah, sure now. Okay, okay. I think I'm going to smooth that back down also. See, let me use the clay brush and just add that indentation here and on the other side also. As you can see, give it a bit more realistic look to it. Something like this should be fine. Okay, as you can see that, see what I just added now. That's exactly what I added now. I'm just checking the reference image now to be sure if I'm doing things correctly as I should. And for the most part, this feels correct. Let me see another reference image you can use for this. Okay, okay, so this is it. So somewhere something like so. You can see that region also. You see there's something here we can use. Okay, let's try it. Let's use this. So let's do that. So it should be around. Just use Can I use the clay brush? Maybe just use the clay. No, I mean, okay, let's use the clay build up, yes. So I'll just flesh things in at an angle. Okay. And always keeping in mind to smooth that back down. Okay. Just checking that angle. Want to be really careful on the arm, so because the arm, once you twist your arm, the muscle kind of interacts in that way, and then your muscle fiber begins to come out and give some kind of really interesting curve like shape, just like you have in the anatomical reference you have here. So while sculpting the hand, you have to keep in mind the posture of the hand, particular pose of the arm, so you can actually block out the muscles based on that particular posture of the arm. Let's see a lot we can do in here. Let me just flesh this out. Feels too angular, so let me just flesh this out, and I'll just smooth that back down. Let's see. Just making this a bit more obvious, just fleshing things out there as following that organic pattern or organic shape that is already built in there already from the base mesh. Okay, just flesh this out. Just flesh this out also here. Okay, let's see. Just zoom back out and see what we have. For the most part, it looks it's good enough for the most part. At least for the primary form, it looks good enough. So at least for the primary form. But I think the hand needs to be a bit bigger. Needs to be a bit bigger in mass. Needs to have that. And just keep let me just keep fleshing things some. Let me just keep adding some more flesh to this. You see, probably after a while we might get something that matches the proportion of that also. Okay, I'll just do it something like carve this out with the standard brush, something like this, something like so. Alright. So it's more or less like a repetitive pattern. So I feel the arms are not big enough, so I'm just trying to add some more flesh to that arm to make it feel a bit bigger, just like the reference image also. Okay, just fill this up down here, and I'll smooth that back in. Okay. You don't want to overtouch a particular part, and even if you do, you always want to make sure that as you're adding some more flesh to it, make it feel more uniform. Shouldn't just be like blob all over the place. So as I'm always adding a little and then smoothing that back, adding a little, smoothing that back, adding a little, smoothing that back. So I have a better transition, even though you have a better transition with the details, with the sculpted details still in there. and always trying to coerce my mind to follow the anatomical structure we already have in there. Very important. So I found a reference image for this. Let's see what we can fix. And just divide this. So that needs to be divided. Divide this also. I'm going to place that in some more. Okay. Well, I think we're getting there already. I think we're already getting there. We're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting there. Okay. Yes, yeah, this is the motion. So if you guys compare this, and I can see that landmark in this. I'm trying to create this. I'm trying to add those divisions, kind of using this as a reference to kind of add that muscles, organic shape in there. Now smooth that back in, flesh out and smooth that back in. That's the goal. That's like the plan we have. Let me just view this like so. Okay. Let's see. Let's smooth this in. Just flesh this out. Okay. Let's out also smooth. Okay. And just pull out this elbow. That elbow bone. Let me just make it feel more, be a bit more pronounced. Not too aggressive though, but at least it should feel more pronounced. Okay. Let's see. What else can we adjust? What else can we adjust? What else can we fix? Let me just add this, make this bone feel more accentuated. Okay. Let's see. Just block things out again here. Yeah, I think it should work. This is working quite nicely. Okay. Just zoom out to see. I think the upper arm needs to be a bit bigger than the way it is now. Or maybe I'm just being maybe my eyes are deceiving me. But we can always adjust that anytime we want. That's the best part of everything. We can always adjust that anytime we want. You can later on use your move tool and just move things out a bit more. Okay, I think I can definitely live with this. So just following this reference image now, just trying to capture those details. So I'm moving this reference image as much as I possibly can. Just flush things out. Just bring that cut pattern in there. So just do this gently. Let's see. Okay. I'm definitely going to be smoothing all of this back in so it doesn't feel too aggressive. Okay. Some more flesh there. Let's see. Just fill this up a bit. Curve that S and do that like so. And smooth that back in. What else can we change? What else can we change? Just go all the way. Just go all the way down also. So the damn standard I use is just too aggressive, but I'm actually going to be smoothing all of this back down. Okay. Okay. Just fill this with my clay standard, but just with a lower brush intensity. So I'm just kind of filling out those fiber, filling the same direction and and then they're just filling out those fibers. Let's see. So I'll do the same also in here. I'm just filling up those fibers, those muscle fibers. Then I'll just use a lower brush intensity for the smooth and then just blend that back in. It gives it the more fleshy tone. Kind of breaks up the smoothness of the surface, makes it feel a bit organic. Yeah, it shouldn't just be just a flat plane of muscle. You have those kind of in between fiber tension in there. Just do the same, smoothing them back down. Just smoothing them back down as we go. Just smoothing all of this back down. But in this part now, if it's too aggressive, then just fill that up and smooth this back down. Okay, just smoothing this back. Right. I think I'm looking for something. I'll show you that as soon as I find it. And just look for this. And just look for it. Yeah, this is it. So then just try to create this on the arm. Just do something like so. Just fill that up. think I'll use the standard brush. Just draw out a line. It does not fit well with this subdivision level. So I'll go up higher, a bit higher. I'm going to do that. Need to be more accurate with the stroke. Yeah, something like this. Oh, let me change this. Let me change the brush. Let's see what we have. Nope. Even worse. I think the dem standard is a better option for this. Yeah, I think something like this should work. Yeah, I think probably one more. Would that fit? That feels out of place. Let me just intensify this a bit more. So just I'll smooth that back down now. No, undo that. Undo. Okay. Let me just smooth this down. Um. Okay. Just contemplating. Maybe I should work on this palm now. Probably later. Okay. So I think let me just do a quick preview for the different sides. So more like a snapshot actually. Let me fill this up. This feels too angular. I think this part needs to be a bit rounded. So I'm just filling that up. Try to make it feel a bit rounded instead of just straight angle like so. So I think that should be fine. Just move that back down. Okay. Okay, so you just keep like so. Should be fine. I think let me work on the maybe I think we're going to leave this and the and for another tutorial. Let me just fill this up. Okay. I'm just checking. Let me get everything back out. Let's see what we have now. I'll probably just do some snapshot of this. Okay. Just position this here like so.